Hi everyone, welcome back to our virtual studio, our 2 o'clock live slot. And we are continuing talking about the chakras. And today we are focusing on the third chakra, Manipura chakra. So it is located sits at our belly button. Its color is yellow. Its element is fire. So it is all about our willpower. It's all about our self-esteem. It is all about the energy of transformation. And so some call it the solar plexus. So when you say solar, obviously this invokes the image of the sun, which is a ball of fire and of energy. Fire, when we think of it, is actually, we think about transformation. I think it was one of the biggest, our discovery of fire as the human race propelled transformation within us as we were now able to eat cooked food and work with certain metals because of the power of heat. And so what that tells me is that with the right tools, with the right knowledge, and with the intention, we can transform, sorry, this is net in my face. We can transform the energy of fire into something that is an ally, something that works for us. And I think a lot of us are feeling under fire right now with the coronavirus. And what it is like that burning feeling. And in yoga, they talk about it as tapas. And the energy of tapas, I believe, is that energy of transformation. It's that energy that's generated, if you think about it as friction, right? The friction of the old you coming against the possibility of the new you, of change, and how that can feel like a rubbing and a burning. And so again, with the right tools, with correct awareness, and with intention, we are able to direct that energy, that feeling, and it opens up the possibility of anything actually on the other side. And so that is what I wanted to just kind of offer us and talk about through this class, is working with that fire energy, working with the tapas, and like I've got a quote here actually, and Swami Satchinanda said that when we're looking at tapas, it's actually about self-discipline and not self-torture. And I think there is that line also, again, when we're molding fire, when we decide, are we going to cook, are we going to fast boil, or are we going to allow ourselves to grow in with the heat and take it slow. And so always knowing that we are the directors of this energy, that fire is not something that we need to be afraid of. Heat is not something that we need to be afraid of. That with the correct tools, with the awareness, that we can really transform this energy, as I said, to be an ally. So today, expect for burn, and instead of maybe resisting or pushing away, let's try lean towards it. Let's lean into the fire. Let's lean into the discomfort, and see what happens and what is possible on the other side. So what you will need is an open heart, and blocks if you may need. So if you don't have blocks, you can also get thickish books, or something that you can just help you raise the floor and bring it up for yourself. And then if you do have sensitive knees, grabbing a cushion or something that you can, or maybe double matting if you've got another mat, putting a rug if you're practicing on a hard surface underneath your mat, so that we're always gentle and kind to our joints. Okay, so we're going to start in a seated position with a breath work of exercise, and it's breath of fire. Breath of fire is a breath. It is a fast breath in and out through the nose. It is a passive inhale and an active exhale. So you focus more on the exhale, the breath in will come naturally. So it looks like this. And that's working right into the core, igniting our core center. I recently started Qigong and I liked their description of the belly button, and they say it's actually our first heart center. If we think about it as the connection between mother and child, and so it's like the original heart. And so working into this energy center just to aid us with our self-determination for feeling low and just transforming the fire energy. Okay, cool. So come to a seated position. You want to sit cross-legged, so we can come in and closing our eyes and starting to visualize that yellow sitting at your belly button center, that ball of yellow energy, fire, solar plexus energy. Grounding through your sit bones, connecting with your base chakra, feeling grounded here. Starting to draw your lower belly up and in, connecting with your second chakra, giving yourself permission to feel and express yourself on your mat today. And then firing up into the belly button, preparing for breath of fire. Take an inhale through the nose, gentle exhale, and to start breathing in and starting to pump the breath in and out through the nose, waking up that fire energy, going at your own pace. You've got about 30 more seconds. Keep going. Last 5, 4, 3. You're going to exhale on your last breath out. Hold the breath out the body. And then inhaling and exhaling in and out through the nose. So Zama, please turn yourself on mute. Starting to connect with that Ujjayi breath, also known as a heating breath or breath of fire. Not a breath of fire, but it's also known for generating heat. It's that very intentional breath in and out through the nose. It feels as if you are whispering through the back of the throat, so slight constriction of the throat, creating an oceanic sound as you breathe in and out. Last inhale here, and exhale. Taking the breath with us onto our hands and knees, setting ourselves up for what we call tabletop. So with tabletop, it's about equal distribution of the weight through right and left side. And this is achieved by bringing the palms underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips. The tops of the feet are flat. And so this, bringing the tops of the feet flat, starts us engaging into our core, into our center, as we start to find balance. So just noticing that you're not leaning your weight over to the right, neither are you leaning your weight over to the left. Spread your fingertips nice and wide. The gaze should be to the end of the nose. So we're not looking up, nor are we looking down. So Zamo, you were right the way. A slight tuck of the chin in towards the chest. Thinking about a long and straight back, and that our neck is an extension of our spine. We're going to move into some cat and cow. On an inhale, we drop the belly, tilting the tailbone and the chin up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, push to the tops of the feet, push to the hands as you round the chin in towards the chest and lift the back. Again, inhaling, dropping the belly, tilting the chin and the tailbone up. Exhale, reversing this action. Feel as if you're pushing the mat and the floor away as you draw the chin in towards the chest. Let's do 3 more, just like this. So really moving with the full length of your breath in and the full length of your breath out. And this is a wonderful place to start our practice, connecting with our breath. Inhale, inviting a sense of expansion and opening and lengthening into your body. Exhale, the sense of grounding, softening and releasing of toxins or tension. Let's do 1 more. Belly dropping, lengthening from the base of your belly all the way up towards your chin. Inviting that same length and opening from the tailbone to the base of the neck. Come back to tabletop, that sense of equal distribution of weight through both sides. Reset here. Reconnect with the breath, slight engagement of the core. So waking up a little bit more into the core, we're going to add. So on the inhale, we drop the belly. So actually, Zamore's right. So shifting your hands just slightly forward. So not sitting directly underneath your shoulders. So on the inhale, we drop the belly, tilt the tailbone and the chin up. As we exhale, bring the toes towards the floor, push up, high plank. So heels go back, hips lift, and you lengthen. Exhale, drops the knees back onto the floor. Inhale, exhale, sits the weight back into child's pose. So don't move your knees, just sit the hips back towards the heels. So inhale, tabletop. Exhale, high plank, pushing heels back, lengthening the body. Inhale, tabletop, knees to the floor. Exhale, sit the hips back to the heels, center of the forehead to the floor, child's pose. Let's do 2 more rounds. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, lengthen strength, high plank. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, push the weight back into the heels, child's pose. Keep going. Inhale, high plank. Tabletop. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, knees to the floor. Exhale, hips sit back towards the heels. Staying here, breathing in. Staying here, breathing out. Taking 1 more inhale. And exhale. Having stoked the fire, coming back into our tabletop, palms directly underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the wrists. So helping again, engaging with the center, and that's what's going to help us here. We're going to work into balance. So sending your right leg all the way back behind you. Lift the right toes off the floor. Flex the right toes to point down towards the floor so that you make sure that your hips also, that right hip stays drawing down, trying to keep your hips and your shoulder in one line. On your next breath in, reach your left fingertips forward. So we're balancing and lengthening through both sides. We're trying to bring your left arm in line with your left ear. So keeping one line of energy. Imagining one line of energy, one body, from the fingertips reaching forward to that heel kicking back. What helps me bring these 2 sides together is I imagine myself inhaling and reaching through right side, so finding length. Exhale and flexing, exhale and drawing that left shoulder in towards the spine, so that sense of grounding. So again, inhale, keep lifting the right kneecap, right thigh. Exhale, you're extending, but keep the 2 shoulder blades together on the left side. Yes, 1 more. Breath in. Breath out. Slowly lowers just the left hand down onto the floor. So we're keeping the right leg extended all the way back behind us. Again, noticing that the equal distribution of the weight is still there. We don't want to be leaning over towards the left, nor leaning over towards the right. Take a deep breath in here. Draw that knee to nose, nose to knee. So find the rounding of the spine. Exhale, extend that right leg back. This time, draw right knee to right elbow and look to where you're going. So right knee comes to right elbow. Hold it here as you breathe in. Hold it here as you breathe out. Your next inhale, extend that right foot out. So keep lifting, working into the right glute, connecting with that burn and internal fire. Inhaling here. And then lowering right toes to sit in line with the left knee. So right big toe should sit in line with the left knee. Once you've got that balance, inhale, arms all the way up towards the ceiling. You're stacking your shoulders on top of your hips. I think. Yes, you can turn so that we can see. So some more just look so we can see, so that right knee is down. That left knee is down, that right leg is extended. Make sure that the right baby toe is pushing into the floor so that foot is flat and that sense of grounding. Arms up. See if you can bring the biceps in line with the ears. Feel that sense of expression out through the fingertips, but a sense of grounding through the shoulders. Nice. Some more. Take a deep inhale. Side body stretch, start to bring left hand down, left thigh as you reach right fingertips up and over the ear. The left leg should be extended. Right leg is extended. Okay, so you're reaching down your right leg and you're reaching up and over on the left side. Okay, got it. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach both arms up, return back through your center. Exhale, place both hands back underneath the shoulder. So that foot keeps extending. Keep that right leg extended out. Then lift the right leg up off the floor as you breathe in and swing that foot back behind you. So return to that three-legged tabletop with right leg extending all the way back behind us. There should be a flex into that right foot or a point. So nothing's hanging out. There's complete awareness. So remembering that part of what helps us to be able to use fire in the way in which supports us is having that sense of awareness. So practice awareness here from the heels all the way up to the crown of the head. Know where your palms are, where your shoulders are, where you're looking, what's happening with your breath. Take one more inhale. We're coming down, elbows bent, and bring the chin towards the floor. Exhale, so bending into the elbows. Push up, breath in. Lower the chin to the floor, breath out. Try keep the elbows as close towards the body as possible. One more, inhale, push up. Exhale, lower chin and chest towards the floor. Inhale, push up. Exhale, step right foot in place of where that right hand is. So right foot steps all the way forward. Inhale, reach arms up. You're in crescent lunge. So inhale, reach arms up. So taking a moment here, before we go into full lunge, just bent knee, you're stacked. Right knee is stacked on top of the right ankle. Again, the arms are in line with the ears. The shoulders are sitting on top of the hips. Find that sense of balance through your core and center. We breathe in. We're doing a closed twist. So your left arm comes forward, your right arm comes back. That's the exhale. Come back through center as you breathe in. Open twist. So diving into that right knee, push it past right toes as you open your arms wide. Come back through center. Inhale. Close twist. Left arm comes forward, right arm goes back. Exhale. Back through center. Breath in. Know how you're using your arms. So lift the arms rather than, yes, lift up. Yes. Exhale. Open twist. Push right knee past right toes. Back through center. Breath in. Close twist. Breath out. Yes. Look towards that bent knee. Come back through center. Inhale. Lift the arms up rather than scoop. Exhale. So inhale, lift arms up as you come through center. Yes. Exhale, open twist. One more round. Lift arms up through center. Breath in. Twist. Breath out. Lift arms up, back through center. Inhale. Open twist to the left. Back up through center. Breath in. Both hands to the floor. Breath out. Step that foot back. Return to tabletop. Both knees are on the floor. Reset. Reboot. Reconnect with that fire energy at the center. Your willpower. Your self-esteem. Your center for transformation. Heat. Belly drops, chin lifts, that's the inhale. Tucked into chest, round the spine, that's the exhale. Come back to tabletop as you breathe in. Sense of equal distribution of the weight through both sides. Feel it on the breath out. Inhale, send that left leg back, lift it up. So starting to lift left leg all the way up as we breathe in. Flex the right foot. Rotate the baby toe down towards the floor. So rotating that hip down. Once you feel you've got the balance. So that right heel shouldn't be too high. Christine? That right heel, yes. Keep the right heel in line with the right hip. So it should all be in one line. Yes, beautiful, everybody. And then, no, you were great. You're better the other ways more. Yes. No, and then we lift up the right arm. So right arm is reaching forward, left arm is reaching back. You want to see if you can bring, so Amina, change the palm to forwards, not palm facing down, but your baby finger should be pointing down towards the floor, yes. And then that arm should be in line with the ear. So long line of energy, remember we're imagining from the fingertips reaching forward to that back foot some more, which is actively kicking back. Yes, expressive through that back foot. Take one more inhale, then lower that hand towards the floor. So right hand comes back underneath the shoulder. Keep kicking that left heel up as we breathe in. Knee to nose on the breath out. Feel that rounding of the spine. Exhale, inhale, extend the leg back. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Look to where you're going. So look at the elbow and the knee. We're holding it here for a breath in. We're holding it for a breath out. On your next inhale, extend that left foot. So lengthen left foot out. Keep it lifted. So working into the left glute. Notice if the weight is shifting. See if you can balance. That's it. We inhale. Then place the toe, left toe in line with right knee. Inhale, lift up both arms up in line with the ears. Reset ourselves here with the breath in. Left hand comes down, left thigh, right fingertips reach up and over. Come into your side stretch. Lengthening through side body. Opening up through those tiny muscles, intercostal muscles, making space for bigger breaths. And with the breaths, we get to slow the moment down. We get to feel what we feel. We get to see what we see. And actively choose how we want to show up. One more breath in. One more breath out. Come back up through center. Inhale, both arms reach up. Exhale, both hands come onto the floor. With control, left leg lifting up on the breath in. Exhale, swing it all the way back behind you. Keep it extended back. We breathe in here. Lower chin and chest towards the floor. That's the breath out. Push up. We inhale. Chin and chest lower to the floor. Exhale with control. Inhale, coming up. Nice. Exhale, chin and chest lower to the floor. Inhale, we come up. Exhale, left foot steps in place of that left hand. Inhale, arms reach up in line with the ears. Nope. We reach forward. We breathe in. We settle, find our feet, our hips, our gaze, our breath, our intention. Inhale here. Close twist. Right arm comes forward. Left arm goes back. Exhale. Come back through center. Lift both arms. Inhale. Open twist. Exhale. Come deep into that left side. You can drop into that left knee if it feels comfortable. Inhale. Reach both arms up. Realign. Exhale. Close twist. Right arm comes forward. Left arm is back. Back through center. Breath in. Open twist. Drop into that knee. Open the arms. Inhale. Reach up. Exhale. Twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open. Inhale, reach up. Both hands to the floor. Exhale. Stepping that foot back, returning to tabletop. Belly dropping, chin lifting as we breathe in. Bring the toes to the floor. Push back into downward facing dog on the breath out. Come up onto your toes as you inhale. Lower to the knees on the exhale. Find tabletop. Drop the belly, tilt the tailbone and the chin up as you breathe in. Downward facing dog. Push back on the breath out. Up on the toes. Inhale. Knees to the floor. Exhale. Belly dropping, chin lifting. Breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. 5 breaths here. Spreading the fingertips nice and wide. Sending the chest back towards the thighs. Allowing the head to hang heavy. You're either looking to your belly button or you're looking to the back of your mat. Actually, let's look to the belly button, to that Manipura chakra, that energy center. And I don't think we actually think about it that much in downward facing dog, but just remembering again to draw that lower belly up and in. Keep the shoulders nice and soft and relaxed. Jaw relaxed. Breath steady, even and strong in and out the nose. Notice the places that are starting to heat up, fire up. Breathe. Inhale, send the eyes forward towards the hands. Exhale, send the eyes back towards the feet. Inhale, send the eyes forward towards the hands. Exhale, start to gently walk your feet up towards your hands. So if you need to come up on the toes, do so. But taking small steps to the top of the mat. Once you get to the top, big toes are touching. Bend into the knees, so knees are soft. Allow the chest to sit on top of the thighs. And folding forward, nice and relaxed, soft. Tuck the chin in towards the chest. And gently, vertebra by vertebra, start to slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Once you reach the top, on an exhale breath, round the shoulders back, lift the chin from the chest, and find your standing self. So the way I was taught was that Vinyasa sits on 5 pillars. The first pillar being Tadasana. So this is this pose that we find ourselves. Tadasana is like position A. It's mountain pose. The soles of the feet are together. I mean, the big toes can be together, can be slightly apart. Spread into the toes, so feel a sense of grounding through the feet. There's a gentle lift of the kneecaps, an engagement into the thighs. I'd like you to stay to the side so they can see that slight tuck of the tailbone. So we draw the tailbone in rather than pushing the bum out, tuck the tailbone in. At the same time, through the front body, gently start to lift the lower belly up and in as you draw your belly button in towards your spine. Soften the shoulders down the back. Make sure that the fingertips are alive and expressive. They're not tense, but they're alive and there's expression in the fingertips. The shoulder blades are gently drawing towards each other so that you're nice and open through your front body. Your chin is slightly tucked. You want to imagine your chin actually sitting in line or parallel to the floor. There's a sense of lengthening as if I'm standing next to you, drawing you up through the center or the crown of your head. So the bottom half of your body is grounding through your feet, top half of the body from the hips through up into the belly, up into the chest, crown of the head, there's a sense of lengthening. So this is Tadasana. And you want to find this is the awareness that I was talking about, that realizing where you are. So really grounding into a moment. Then the second part is the drishti. And this is our eyes, this is our intention, this is our focus. It's what we choose to look to and what we choose to pay attention to. So the gaze, the drishti, should always be soft, but at the same time focused. The second part of it is then the breath. I like to think about it as winds of change that we get to blow through us. And so that vinyasa, that ujjayi breath that we were talking about at the beginning of class, it's intentional, it's strong, it's deep, it's long, it can be audible. I like to think of it as being louder than any voice inside of our head. Again, this also sets this awareness and a sense of where we are and intentionality with what we're doing. What this does is also, this wind starts to stoke the fire that is already within us. It builds the heat and goes with the practice. And as we practice and as we move, we keep breathing into the fire. We keep inviting the heat because we understand that the heat brings with it transformation. And if we keep the awareness, we keep the steady focus, our eyes and our intention on something, we keep feeding that internal fire within us, we can burn through anything. We can burn through resistance, and thus we find flow, vinyasa. So here we go. You want to find Tadasana in every part of the practice, through everything we move through, keep the awareness in the body. Inhale, palms reaching up. Exhale, hands come through heart center. Inhale, palms reach up. Exhale with a straight back, fold forward, keep finding length on your way down. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, fingertips onto the shins or lightly touching the floor. Exhale, deep forward fold. Inhale, extend right leg all the way back behind you. Exhale, step the left foot to meet it. You're in downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward. You're in high plank. Exhale, lower your knees, chin and chest towards the floor. Inhale, come up for air, cobra. Wiggle the hips forward, lift the chest. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. You can move through bent knees here. Down dog, breathe in, stoke the fire. Exhale. Inhale, eyes forward, set the intention. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Inhale, left foot steps forward, halfway lift, back is straight. Exhale, fold, bow. Inhale, rise up, reach up, returning back to mountain, lengthen. Reset, exhale, hands down by the side to this. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, palms reach up. Exhale, straight back fold. Take the length with you. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen into the spine, create space. Exhale, move into the space, fold a little deeper. Legs are soft, step the left leg as far back as you can. That's the breath in. Right foot steps to meet it, chest back to the thighs, downward facing dog. That's the breath out. Roll forward, follow the breath, lengthen strength, high plank. Exhale, lower knees, chin and chest towards the floor, elbows are close to your body. Inhale, push up, find cobra. Coming up for air, exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. Breathe into the fire and out. Eyes forward, set the intention. Left foot steps forward, take action. Right foot steps to meet it, you're in halfway lift, back is straight. Exhale, fold, bow to your body. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Imagine yourself embracing everything as you rise. Exhale, hands down by the side, reset, back into your Tadasana. Kneecaps are lifted, toes are spread nice and wide, tailbone is tucked, lower belly's up and in. Chin's at neutral, breath is steady, even and strong. Gaze is soft, face is relaxed. You're here. Palms reach up, that's your breath in. Hands to heart center, that's your breath out. Palms reach up, that's your breath in. With your back as straight as possible, fold to the floor as you breathe out. Hands to shins, halfway lift, that's your breath in. Hands to the floor, forward fold, that's your breath out. Right leg steps back, that's your inhale. Left foot steps to meet it, down dog, that's your exhale. Vinyasa, inhale, high plank. Knees, chest, chin, or if chaturanga is in your practice, go ahead and take it. That means you don't drop onto your knees. Inhale, push up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Imagine yourself wiping the slate clean, pushing back on everything that's been before this moment with that breath out. Inhale here. Exhale here. Your right leg is going up towards the ceiling as you breathe in. Three-legged dog. Your right knee comes to the nose as you shift your weight forward on your hands. So shift and weight forward. Send that heel back again. Three-legged dog. You're breathing in. Take that knee across the body towards the left elbow. Look at where you're going as you breathe out. Send that leg back again. Three-legged dog. You're breathing in. Right knee, right elbow. Look where you're going. You're breathing out. Send that leg back, three-legged dog, you're breathing in. Right knee comes to nose, hold this time. Take another inhale, draw knee to nose to knees, draw belly in. Exhale, step right foot between the hands. Settle your hips, find Tadasana through your feet, through that leg extended, that lifted kneecap. Through the shoulder blades, trying to find each other behind the back. What's happening with the chin? Neutral chin. Where are the eyes? Where's the breath? Set your awareness here. And then when you're ready, inhale, come up to high lunge. So arms are in line with the ears as we breathe in. And then cactus arms. Draw the elbows down towards the side body. And as you do this, allow yourself to lower down into your hips. So yes, you want to bring that right knee and so that right foot is forward. So right knee and right ankle are in one line. We're breathing in here. And on the exhale, drop the hands down towards the side. So palms are going to face up. So we're going to draw ourselves forward into one-legged Tadasana. So reaching palms forward, pick up that back foot. So right. Which way? So they step so it should be the left leg, right? So left leg comes forward. So again, you want to find that Tadasana. You're not sticking the bum out or forward for the balance. Stack the hips and shoulders, engage through inner thigh. Take a breath in, and we're moving into eagle. Bring your left leg over your right leg, and bring your left arm under your right arm. Yes. So that's okay. So depending on your balance, if you can, you want to lift that knee all the way up on top. But if you're needing for that extra balance, it's fine for that left toe to place on the foot. And then again, the left arm is underneath the right arm. You want to lift the elbows up as high as possible. Draw lower belly in. If you are going for the balance, start to sit the weight back into that standing heel. Lifting the elbows up, so keeping elbows lifted. We breathe in and we breathe out. What's important here is to imagine a center line that's running through your body, and you're trying to bring your elbows and your knees in one line. We're inhaling here. Let's start to nest our eagle. That is, bring the elbows down towards the knee. We can stay here, or if you'd like, on an inhale, lift the chest back up. So we're just moving, working with our core, that sense of balance. Exhale, elbow to knee, we fold. So use control, not momentum. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Hold here for a breath in and a breath out. We're going to come out, so coming into warrior three, that top leg, so that left leg starts to extend all the way back behind us. Keeping the eagle arm, so left leg is extending all the way back behind us. Remember, we talked about it. You're either flexing that foot or you're pointing the toes for engagement. See if you can round the baby toe down to the floor, keeping the two hips in one line. We breathe in, and then with control, start to bend right knee, placing left toes onto the floor. Keep the eagle arms. Lift the chest. You're back into that warrior position. Make sure that that right foot's up at an edge line a little bit forward. Right foot, ankle and right knee are in one line. Breathing in. You're just dropping the back foot for warrior 2 feet. So back foot is now parallel to the back or shorter end of the mat. Lift the elbows, lift the chin, inhale. Now drop the elbows and the chest down, the center of the body, coming into what we call ostrich here. Keep bending right knee. This is also known as humble warrior. So there's a deep bend into that right knee. Left toes are pushing into the floor. Come back to that idea of Tadasana, of engagement, complete awareness. One more breath in. One more breath out. As you lift the chest, open the arms, come into full warrior 2. So inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, open the arms, start to gaze past the front fingertips. So right fingertips are reaching forward, left fingertips are reaching back. You're stacked in the center. The breath is in the nose, out the nose. One more inhale here. Please stay for the exhale. Flip the right palm up towards the ceiling. Slide the left hand down the left thigh. Don't dunk into the lower back. Keep lifting the chest, lifting the heart, lifting the eyes, seeing what you can see. Inhale. Hands cartwheel to the floor. Exhale. Vinyasa. Step back. High plank. Breath in. Keep the fire burning. Knees, chest, chin. Full chaturanga to the floor. Breath out. Energy moving through the body. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Push back. Exhale. Breath in. Breath out. We're resetting here. We're rebooting our energy. We're reconnecting with that sense of fire. And we're stoking it. We're letting it burn. Full permission to blaze. Burn through resistance. Burn through old habits, old ways of being. That sense of friction as we go against the grains of complacency, of doing what's easiest and what we can get away with. Striving for our highest self. Left leg up towards the ceiling, you're breathing in. Knee comes to nose, nose comes to knee, shift the weight forward. Send that heel back, inhale. Take the knee across the body towards the right elbow, look where you're going. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, lengthen back. Exhale, knee to nose, nose to knee, squeeze, hold, breath in. Step foot forward on the breath out. Settle the hips, find your feet, just like Tadasana, build it up. What's happening with your shoulders? What's happening with your toes, your neck, your chest, your tailbone? Where are you looking? What are you listening to? What's the quality of the breath? Set yourself up. Awareness, correct tools, anything's possible. High lunge, reach arms up. You're breathing in. And then goddess arms as you lower the hips. So reminding us as you drop the elbows down, we drop into the hips, into our legs, into the feeling of it all. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathing in. And on our exhale, drop arms down in line with the hips. As we inhale, draw right knee in towards the chest, arms in line with the ears. Find our one-legged Tadasana. Inhaling here. Exhaling. One more breath in. As we exhale, right knee comes on top of the left, right arm comes under, left arm goes over. We allow ourselves to get twisted up and realize it's not the worst thing that can happen. Engage or find that center line with the body. Draw elbows in line with the knees, knees in line with the elbows. Breathe in. Nest the eagle, elbow to knee, breath out. With control, inhale, lift the chest or stay where you are. Exhale, if you lifted the chest, elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, lower the elbow down towards the knee, nest the eagle, slight tuck of the chin in towards the chest. And then moving into warrior three. Keep grounding through that standing leg. Send that top leg. So right leg goes all the way back behind. So you want to keep power up that back leg. So tighten to lighten. So lift up the kneecap. Again, find that sense of Tadasana. Imagine that there's a wall to the end of that right foot. And you want to push the toes, that foot into that wall. Yes, one more inhale. Start to bend the standing leg. Lower the toes to the floor. And I see that leg shaking. Yes. And we can look at the shaking and we can think of it either as our weakness, so we can look at it as our strength rising up. Again, leaning into the sensation, into the burn. You're doing great, everybody. Lift the chest, lift the arms. Inhale. Drop the back foot for warrior 2 feet. Exhale. We're starting to open into the hips. Yes, so lift the chest first. So find that sense of lift. And then drop through the center line. Keep bending into that front knee. Pushing the toes of the back foot into the floor. That sense of grounding. Tuck your chin in towards your chest some more. Yes. Humble warrior. One more breath in. Breath out. Start to lift the chest on the inhale. Open the arms, warrior 2. Look past the front fingertips. So left leg is forward, right leg is back. You're looking past the left fingertips. You're not leaning the weight forward, nor are you leaning it back. Connect with that belly button. Connect with the fire energy. Find your stable center and breathe into the arms, which have probably got some heat on them. Into the legs. Keep stoking the fire. Resist the urge to douse or tame. Let it burn. Allow it to speak to you. Burn through all resistance. Almost there. 2 more breaths. So we get to practice to learn to control the mind, which is probably telling you, my arms are going to fall off. And we take 2 more breaths, and guess what? The arms are still there. And we're like, okay, so where else is the mind telling us something that's not true? Flip the front palm, reverse, slide the back hand down, reach the top arm up. We inhale. Cartwheel hands to the floor. We exhale. High plank, that's your breath in. Vinyasa, medicine, movement. Lower, push up as you breathe in. And take your knees nice and wide. Move into child's pose on your breath out. But with all that said about pushing past our limits, or past what we believe or our perceived limits, coming back to what that quote I had from Swami Satchidananda, is that tapas is about self-discipline and it's not about self-torture. The Buddhists talk about right effort versus, or not being the same as more effort. So it's actually not about increasing the intensity all the time. So for someone like me who is quite a fiery, energetic, tends to want to push herself all the time, for me, the tapa work for me is actually noticing that compulsive aggressiveness, that ambitious behavior of mine, and seeing if I can soften sometimes in places where I want to push. So it comes from a really deep sense of self-awareness. And as I confront this aggressive, compulsive, ambitious side of myself on the mat, I'm able to confront it in my life. So it's how we do one thing is how we do everything. As we begin to cultivate the awareness on our mats about ourselves, we take this awareness with us throughout our day. So the work that we do on our mats is important. This time we spend is precious. And it takes courage. So big up yourself. Gently slide the hands back towards the knees. Push the hands into the floor, lift the head up from the floor. Roll yourself all the way up to seated position. You can sit in hero. So hero, some of you can face. We're going to separate the feet back behind you. So separate the knees and the feet. And see if you can bring the hips to sit between the legs. And this is where the blocks come in handy, or the book. So you can, if it feels like too much sensation on the knees, please bring a block or a book to sit on. And if that's also too much, you can just sit back on the heels without separating. And there's also always a cross-legged position that is available to us, as well as legs extended. So there's many options. You can bring the heels together. You can, or just sit with your legs extended in front of you or in cross-legged position. So all the chakras have got a sacred sound, and the sacred sound for our solar plexus is Ram, R-A-M. And so we're going to just chant the words Ram. And how this meditation works, we're going to go into meditation is we just keep repeating it quite loud, and you just get softer and softer and softer and softer and softer and softer until you're whispering it to yourself, until you're not speaking it and you're just hearing it in your head, and you just stay with that vibration of Ram, Ram, Ram. And then if you'd like to, you can bring the hands to either stack and sit at the base of your seat. You can bring the palms to sit on the belly button. You can bring the hands to heart center in prayer. So whatever feels, or Wisdom was saying, I quite like also stacking the palms and bringing the thumbs together, just that center of creating, and around the belly button. So that center, creating that center or that space. So it's R-A-M, and you just rum, 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 and you go from louder to softer till eventually it's just ringing in our heads. And we want to envision a ball of radiant yellow light. First loud and then soft. Loud to soft. So settling in. Exhaling. And beginning. Rum, 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 rum. Rum, 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 rum. So allowing this sacred sound and vibration to move through the body. You can spend the last moments of class seated as you are. If you'd like to go into bunny, it's a version of child's pose, lowering the center of the forehead towards the floor, palms on either side of the legs. Or if you'd like to go into full shavasana, which is lying completely on your back, you can also take that option. Just last couple of moments. Doing whatever feels most appropriate.
If you're in full shavasana on your back,
starting to wriggle into your toes, your feet, and making your way onto your side. And then all the way up to a seated position. If you are still in our seated position, you can stay on your heels, on your shins, or if you'd like to come into cross-legged, you can do so. We're all just preparing for our final posture. We've come full circle. We started class in a seated position. It may look the same for the outside, but I ask you, how do you feel? Just checking in with your physical self, emotional self, mental self. Noticing the effects of the breath and the movement. And if it is appropriate, allowing yourself to be filled with gratitude for this 1,000-year-old practice, for this life science. Gratitude for our bodies, gratitude for community, the ability to share space and time with others. Grateful for everything and everyone that has brought us to this place. Recognizing we are where we need to be. May we love ourselves. Keep finding ways to take good care of ourselves. We are both precious and worth it. Thank you so much for taking time out to spend a portion of your day with us in our virtual studio. We appreciate you, and take care. Drink lots of water. Next class is Thursday, 2 p.m. with some more Kundalini. Sat Nam, everybody.